All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
This is the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Good morning. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with my husband, fellow realtor Pat Devaney.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you today?
Excellent. How are you?
Very good.
We have with us for the second week in a row, Don Fish, Lighting Design Center Manager with Cooper Electric, formerly Friedman Electric on Wyoming Avenue in Scranton. Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. Thanks for being here with us.
Glad to be here.
We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. We talk real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many experienced realtors. We have been listing, selling, and appraising real estate for 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you're at jruddy.com, there's a webcam tab at the top of the page. If you click on that, you'll get a live view of Dunmore Corners and see what's going on. We get hits. We get thousands of, it's unbelievable. We get thousands of hits on that camera.
Does it go up in the winter or is it pretty much the same?
I haven't checked it, but I think it does go up in the winter. I think everybody wants to
know the road conditions.
I got a call from a guy in St. Louis. Oh, I could see Dunmore Candy Kitchen. He's like, I've been out of there for so many years.
Yeah. View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobilefriendlyjruddy.com. That's jruddy.com. Check us out on social media. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram. Don Fish, you are the design manager, lighting design manager at Cooper Electric, formerly Friedman Electric. How long? You talked about the name change. Let's repeat that, review that again. You changed from Friedman to Cooper just a couple years ago. Why?
Well, about 14 years ago, the Friedman family sold their business to a company called Sonopar USA. It was always a behind the scene. They kept the name Friedman Electric. Over the years, they purchased Cooper Electric, which is out in New Jersey, and then they purchased a other business in Upper New York, City Electric. And it seemed like a lot of the contractors were buying material in 3 different states from our 3 different companies, and they would be getting 3 different bills from each company. So for the convenience of the contractor and people who do that, they decided to incorporate 3 businesses under one name, and Cooper Electric was the largest out of all 3 of us. So to make it easier, they changed everybody to Cooper Electric.
Yeah, that makes it simple, right? But you'll always be Friedman to me.
Yeah, he was telling us he would get the phone calls when they changed it to Cooper, and they would say, "Hello, Cooper Electric," and they'd say, "Oh, I have the wrong number," hang up, and then they'd call right back.
Yeah, so we answer the phone now, Cooper Friedman Electric, because Friedman's been in the area.
How long?
Oh boy, I'm going to say 40 years. I don't hold me to it, but they've been around a long time in Scranton, so people still have us as Friedman Electric. So when we answer the phone, Cooper Friedman Electric, at least people know they have the right location.
So last week we established lighting is, important to the look and feel of a home, and so there can never be too much lighting, right?
Oh, definitely not too much lighting. Your biggest mistake is not enough lighting. Enough lighting, you want enough lighting for cleaning, task work, and all that. And if you layer your lighting, you could just turn a switch off if you have too much lighting.
So as our design expert, which is what you are, you've seen COVID-19 transform the way that you do business, and you talked about that last week. So the services of going into a home, a new property, or even an existing home that wants to change their lighting, you're not doing that these days.
Right now, we're not doing that.
Okay. So tell us, and the listeners, please, take us through a home. Let's start on the exterior. As a design expert and the manager, and you've been doing this quite some time, take us from the outside, and then we'll go into the home. How would you do a home?
Well, the biggest problem, if you're driving around at nighttime, there's so many houses that are off the street, and you look over, they're pitch black. You can't see them. You can't see anything there. Landscape lighting is the best way to enhance your house, and safety also. Some path lighting. You have lights shining on your house that would give you the depth of your house. If you have trees in the yard, taking a light here and there, just lighting the trees, would light up the whole area. And many houses I go by after people end up doing it, you can't see the house from the street. Once they do the landscape lighting, your house sticks out. It's more attractive looking.
Now they have solar lighting kits for the outside lights. Are they something that should be considered?
Well, we don't sell any solar, okay? All of our companies and our LED that we sell are all LED. The problem I see with solar, someday I think it's going to get better, but you need sunlight to recharge the mechanism on the inside to get light. So up in the Northeast, especially at this time of the year, a lot of times you don't get sunlight. And again, if you drive by a neighborhood, you'll see some path lights that look like a little matchstick lit going up the thing because they're not energized and they just don't give enough light. So I think it'll be there someday, but right now, I don't think it's a good way of going.
Okay. So, of course, lighting on the porch, if there's a front porch, how would you do that?
Most time, by code, you need a light by your doors. I mean, so it's a decorative fixture at your door entrances. And then it depends if you end up having a porch, recessed lights in your soffit on your house. But again, landscape lighting will give you the light that you actually need for safety purposes. It's more decorative, again, at your doors that you need a light because of code.
Okay. Yeah, we have the soffit lights over our covered front porch, and I have a timer, little funky little switch that it fit into where the light switch was, and I program that, and the lights go on at a certain time and they go off at a certain time, and it really, because otherwise you don't see the house. I think safety-wise, I think light is huge. If somebody wants to be prowling around, they don't want to be doing it under a spotlight. They want to be doing it behind a bush in the dark. So I think lighting is
outside is definitely for safety.
Absolutely.
Besides the look of the house, making it look better, safety is probably number one in my eyes.
Okay. Going into the home, let's take room by room.
Okay.
How would you design a living room? And of course, this all depends on the size of everything, but let's just say a standard size home.
Well, standard size home is living room. Everyone is different, okay? Some people have fireplaces, different things to like.
Okay, so we have a fireplace. What would you do?
Fireplace, what I like, most people, the standard look, most people would end up going on a fireplace, especially if it's stone, would get an eyeball light and shine it basically on the stone to try to enhance it, okay? Does look good, okay? But there's better ways of doing it, where if you ended up taking a recessed light and putting it real close to the stone in the ceiling, right above the stone, roughly 2 inches away, when you turn that light on, you're going to get a dimensional look of the stone going down, much more dramatic looking, really.
More dramatic.
Yes.
Okay, but what if you have a TV over the fireplace, because direct light over the TV might...
Well, you have to take that into consideration. You wouldn't put a light there. Again, that's why I say everyone is a little bit different. I would probably put them on the sides. Yes.
Okay. All right. Dining rooms. What do you see? A lot of mistakes there. Size of fixtures, chandeliers.
Well, so probably the size of the fixture. That's usually the hardest thing for people to end up deciding on what to get. A good rule of thumb for a standard size room, if you took your length and your width of your room, that will give you a pretty good idea of the size of the fixture you should go looking for. But it doesn't work in all instances because some fixtures, a very Williamsburg type style, very skinny and all that, doesn't have a lot of body to the fixture. You can go a little bit larger with that. There's fixtures that have big center columns and your arms are a little bit meatier where they don't look as big as they actually are. So, but if you use the length times the width of the room, that gives you a pretty good idea on the size that you would want.
And then how do you decide how to hang it?
The height, the standard height from your tabletop to the bottom of your light is 32 inches.
Okay.
Yeah, when we were doing our house and we put the box in the ceiling where the dining room table was going to be, when we put the table in, it wasn't hanging over the table anymore. So the way that we got around that, we had such a high ceiling, is we had it on a chain and we looped the chain and we put a hook and we actually moved the center of where the light was over. And so now the light, you can move the table and you can move these, because sometimes people, I think, with the hanging lights, they think it is where it is and you're just stuck with it. But you can move these things. And also in our kitchen, too, when we did that, our island was not exactly where the light was. So we had to loop that and hang it. And it came out flawless. You can't even tell the way it was done.
Yeah, you know, years ago, the trend in fixtures have changed a little bit, too. Years ago, all your fixtures were chain, so you were able to do that. A lot of the newer fixtures now are on rods, okay? And you don't have that flexibility of doing that on a lot of rods. But a lot of the fixtures will have a rod with a small piece of chain on the top where if that has to be done, it could be done, but it can't be done on all fixtures anymore.
So you're stuck with it.
No, you're not. Get a chain. You're not stuck with anything.
All right. Okay. So now there are ways when you choose the type of chandelier. Some of the material I was reading says make sure you have the covers on the bulb so that you're throwing the light down instead of it all going up.
Yeah, that's a 50-50. A lot of the fixtures that are made now give you the option of the light going down or the light going up. It seems more people do more at their table, even if it's a dining room table. Kids are doing homework there because it's an area that they use because it's a big table and all that. I would suggest having the light going down to give you more light. Some people have the dining room and it's just a formal dining room and they want it to look a little bit more elegant. So a lot of times they'll pick fixtures that will go up. You'll still get a good amount of light because your wattage is the same going up or down. It's just that the down will give you a little bit more light on your tabletop.
And what's the placement of the chandelier so you're not casting shadows on your guests around the table?
Yeah. Well, again, the shadows and all, it just has to do with the fixture. I mean, it's basically the height from the tabletop up. That 32 inches is basically standard. You might have to flex a little bit up or down depending on the size of the table and the size of the fixture, but 32 inches is a good height.
So there's a lot to consider when you're, picking out a chandelier. You like the look of it, but it might not necessarily work for what you're trying to achieve in that room.
Basically, it all comes down to light, how much light the fixture is going to give you and how much light you actually want.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now we're moving into the kitchen. All right. So how are you going to design this kitchen, the lighting in this kitchen? What are you going to do?
The kitchen is probably where people spend 90% of their time. So to me, that's one of the most important lights, where you're going to have your general light in the room. You're going to have light over your counter, and you're going to have task lighting. You can never have too much light in the kitchen. All these would be on separate switches. If people have a table in the kitchen, I would recommend a hanging light over the table. When it gets to the workspace where meals are being prepared and all that, recessed lighting in the ceiling or some type of wafer light and all that in your ceiling. On the front end of your base cabinet. Base cabinets usually come out about 25 inches with the countertop on, placing a fixture recessed lights there. The biggest problem that I see with people when they come in, they put their recessed fixtures farther back.
Right.
So when you're standing at your counter, the light is behind you and you're casting shadows in your work area. Or if you keep that light, again, I always say 25 inches the front of your countertop, that would light your countertop up great while you're working with no shadows. Even doing that, the back 12 inches of your countertop is dark, where if you use an under cabinet, the most popular that we sell now is an LED tape lighting that goes underneath the cabinet. Great for task and great for atmosphere. A lot of people, because you could dim that LED, will use that as a nightlight in the kitchen. Again, it enhances your countertop, and if you have your backsplash, make your backsplash just pop right out. I mean, you think it looks good, but you get some lighting underneath your counter, you're doing three things at once. You're getting atmosphere, you're getting a night light, and you're getting your task lighting.
So under cabinet lighting is still huge.
Definitely, yes. I would recommend it. Anybody who's doing any type of kitchen work, put kitchen under cabinet lighting in, yes.
Okay. That's from Don Fish, our Lighting Design Center manager from Cooper Electric. How does someone get in touch with you? And Cooper Electric is formerly Friedman Electric.
Yeah, probably the easiest way is giving us a call. That way we could direct you to the right person in the store. Our telephone number is area code 570-343-2461.
And you have the showroom open
Yes, this showroom is open to the public. Earlier in the COVID days, we were always open, but the doors were locked and we were basically conducting business outside. Thank God the doors are open now. People are welcome to come in. The only requirement would be wearing a mask.
And you're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Yes, Saturdays, again, with the COVID, we ended up closing. We were open a half a day on Saturday for years. We probably will open eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. I can't give you a time on that.
No, right.
Monday
Okay.
through Friday.
All right. Thank you, Don. Pat, would you like to review a listing?
Sweet. I'd like this one. We have a gorgeous. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a log cabin. It's built in 2002 at 752 Maple Grove Road in Moscow for $399,000. This log cabin, it's got privacy. It's secluded on 15 acres of land. It's got a 4-car garage that's 26 by 48. It's got a 20 by 40 barn with an insulated upstairs room. All the buildings have metal roofs. The basement has concrete sealer, water lock, and a 2-inch thick foam insulation, so it's ready to be finished. It also has a beautiful front deck, a loft overlooking the living room, a master bedroom suite. It's got a pellet stove on the main level, along with a whole house generator. This house is gorgeous. So if you're looking to get away, check out 752 Maple Grove Road in Moscow for $399,000. And that's listed by Connie Seagraves of our office.
Okay, thank you. This is from the Pennsylvania Association of Realtors. Reading and Scranton were both named to a top 50 most affordable places to buy a house in America list, and that's by refiguide.org. Reading was named the 18th, while Scranton was named the 30th most affordable area. The site compared average income and average price of a home in the community to determine which places made the list. Out of 100%, Scranton was rated 41% for affordability. So lately, the city of Scranton has been experiencing a very good amount of home sales and very low days on market, and that's very encouraging.
Yes, very good. You get all the people like me coming into town.
All those New Yorkers, yeah, they are. They're coming here. They were already coming here,
Yeah,
but
but
they have more reason to come in.
You ain't
And they
kidding.
love our area. We'll return in just a few moments with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We'll be right back.
Who are Century 21 agents? They're high-tech gizmo-packing problem solvers with an appetite for getting things done. They know the best places to buy a home, to sell a home, and to find antiques, if you're into that kind of thing. They're weatherproof, foolproof, and proof positive that smart people doing good work can make big things happen for great folks like you. Oh, and there's one nearby. This is who they are. This is what they do. Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hi, this is Jackie Ruddy from Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Is real estate on your mind? It's on ours 24/7. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, or in need of an appraisal, you have questions, we have answers.
Thinking of buying or selling a house and have questions? Tune in to the Real Estate Roundtable hosted by locally owned and operated Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday mornings at 11:30.
Call 570-344-6724 or visit jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. We're back with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with my husband, fellow realtor Pat Devaney.
Yes, and we're back.
And we're back with Don Fish, Lighting Design Center Manager at Cooper Electric, formerly Friedman Electric, on Wyoming Avenue in Scranton.
Yes.
On the fringes of downtown Scranton, right? So
Not to be confused with Cooper's Seafood, which
Not
is right
to-
around the
Around the
corner.
corner.
Right. Oh, it's
That's
right
right.
behind
That's
you.
right.
Yeah.
I saw that.
We
I
haven't
said-
had anybody come in and ask for a menu or
lobster tail?
anything like that. Yes.
No.
Thank God.
Okay. All right. So first half of the show, you're taking us through a home. From the exterior, we started at the exterior. We're going inside the home. We went through the living room, dining room, kitchen, and you're designing the lighting. That's what you do. And so before COVID-19, you actually did go to properties and would give people your opinions and professional opinion. And then, but since that, you're not doing that so much. But today we're just going through the rooms and hearing what you have to say, where you would emphasize the lighting. There's never too much lighting in your opinion. I strongly agree with that. So let's move to a bathroom. What would you do in a bathroom?
Well, bathroom, again, Your main thing in the bathroom, even before you get to lighting, is you want to pick an exhaust fan to take your moisture out big enough that when you take a shower, the humidity isn't going to be hanging on your walls. So that's probably the most popular thing. And
what's the biggest mistake you see when people put one of those exhaust fans in?
Well, you hear some ugly stories where
all the time. We see it all the time with home inspections.
Where when you have an exhaust fan, you're taking that humidity out, and a lot of people just dump it into the attic. The worst thing you could possibly do, because all that moisture is going up, sitting on your insulation. Now your insulation
is soggy,
and it's no good.
And it creates an atmosphere for mold,
and all that.
And it could create an expensive fix for when you're selling your home. How many times, Jackie, have you run into that? Yeah. All the time.
All the time.
I mean, so you want to make sure the exhaust fan is vented outside. That's the main thing. I mean, then you're safe. Another thing with your exhaust fan is you want it to run 5 or 10 minutes after you take the shower. People don't realize a lot of times people will turn the light on, or the light on and the exhaust fan on while they're taking a shower. Once they get out of the shower, they dry themselves off, turn the light off, turn the fan off. The humidity is still in your bathroom, plus it's still in the vent pipe that you have. So I always tell people, let your exhaust fan run 15 minutes after your shower to make sure all the humidity is out of the bathroom.
Yeah, and I do that, and an hour later I go back upstairs and I
left the fan on, honey.
The fan on, and you notice it because of your experience as a firefighter. Fans shouldn't be running all the time.
Yeah, I was a fireman in New York, and there was a guy I worked with. He doesn't listen, but he had his house, and he left the fan on. This is a freak occurrence, and he went out. But the fan went bad, and it started a fire, and his bathroom was destroyed. Luckily, it didn't destroy his house, but...
You'll have the newer fans have different motors where they can run longer, but there's an easy fix for that, too, because you could put a timer in the wall.
I was just going to say timer.
You could put a timer in the wall a lot of times because people do that. And it's even getting a little bit more popular in these days because your exhaust fans, they change the lighting in them. Most of them are LED, which give you better light. But the biggest thing is with the timer and all that, you can't hear your fans going. The zone level on an exhaust fan right now is very low. So a lot of times you can't even hear your fan on, so you don't know it's actually on. So a lot of people are putting them on timers.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go with that. Okay, so do the vent, and what other lighting should we think about?
Basically, that would be your general lighting. Then you're going to have lighting over your vanity, for your makeup and everything. I always recommend a light in your shower or over your tub. And a lot of times people don't think about this, but a lighting over the commode. A lot of people spend a lot of time in the bathroom and do reading. And if you're that type of person, I would put another light over the commode area with the switch right along the side for reading.
I have a teenager boy. He spends a lot of time in the bathroom.
Yeah,
he goes in there and he disappears.
Mm-hmm. I think he's getting away from...
I think he's getting away from us?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I think that's a hiding place. Okay, so now into the bedrooms.
Bedrooms are still, how can I say, a generic of room, more or less. A lot of people use a paddle fan. They want to move the air around a little bit. But again, they don't give you the best light. So it depends on really what you want. I'd like to do a number of recessed lights in a bedroom, too. That would give you an even light throughout the whole room. And
on dimmers, and then you can...
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you have the ceiling height where you can go a fan and light, and a couple recessed lights, that would give you great light.
Yeah, we didn't...
Yeah, we messed up that one.
Yeah,
most people, to be honest with you, it's more of a basic room. If they need a light, they'll use table lamps and all that in there. So,
right, exactly what we did. Okay, good. All right, so... commercial lights. What's going on with lighting in offices, and anything changed there? Is it still
again, everything's going to LED lighting. I don't get wrapped up with a lot of commercial lighting because I'm in the residential, but we do a lot of offices. And again, going with offices, most of the time they're always a 2x4 drop-in on a drop ceiling that would lay there. They're starting to be old dinosaur fixtures, too, because they've come out with LED fixtures. They're also, again, very thin, and they have the color changing on them again. So you could change the color of your 2x4 drop-in fluorescent fixture now with the little dip switch on the top. So that gives you a type of light you want.
So you can create whatever.
Yeah, the color, more or less, the color coming out of the
Right.
fixture.
Okay, good. And that's an option that I didn't think.
Most people don't even know that, really.
Right.
It's
Amazing.
It's amazing. Yes.
Good. All right. So, Don, what are the trends in the look of a fixture these days?
Well, this year's been pretty quiet, really, because just
that's up for debate.
with the COVID and all that. In the lighting business, there's usually two lighting markets: one in the summer and one in January. The one in the summer was canceled, so none of the manufacturers actually came out with a lot of new product in there. I would say the biggest thing is the color and the styles of your fixtures. It seems most fixtures right now are in your nickel finish, which is a silver, or a lot of bronze in the browns. The good old Scranton area, we still have a lot of people coming in asking for brass fixtures, and they're just not made anymore, and people can't believe it. So the trend a lot of times is in the color material that fixtures actually come in, where the silvers and the browns are very popular. Years ago, it was Verde green, and it was the polished brasses and all that, where books aren't even showing those colors right now. I always tell people, wait another 5 years, and it'll be
come back.
It'll come back.
It's like clothing. I mean, so
And platform shoes and my
yes.
Sergio Valentes.
Oh, yeah. So every 5 to 10 years, lighting trends change, but we're going to keep our eye on January because usually they'll come out in January and tell us
That's
what's...
usually the big catalog change where they're introducing a lot of new material, yes.
Okay.
But Jackie can date. She can walk into someone's house and she can date when the house was remodeled just by looking at a few key things. And what do you see?
Okay, usually kitchen cabinets and...
Orange.
Yeah, and the appliances.
Appliances.
Yeah, those are telltale signs. So, yeah.
But lights are pretty timeless, though. I mean, the light bulbs have changed. Well, you were saying an LED bulb versus an incandescent bulb. So if I have a 100-watt incandescent bulb, it uses 100 watts of electricity, right? Now, if I have an LED bulb that puts out that same amount of light, how much wattage does that
You're
use?
probably using about 14 watts in a 100
14 watts.
14 watts, yes. And they don't get hot either. That's one nice thing. If people don't realize, LED bulbs get warm, but they do not get hot.
Right. So what's a quick and easy energy saving tip that you would have for a listener without having to change a fixture or any kind of large economic financial drain on their purse or pocketbook?
Well, I would say change to LED light bulbs. I mean, you're cutting down on your power significantly, 75-80%. You're getting the same light output. You're using less power. The summertime, your bulbs don't get hot, so you're not running your air conditioning because bulbs do produce a lot of heat. In our showroom at one time, the air conditioner never shut off in the summertime because they were all regular light bulbs. We changed over to LED bulbs, and now it's chilly. And we don't get the heat in the wintertime. So.
Good stuff. Don Fish, Lighting Design Center Manager at Cooper Electric, formerly Friedman Electric. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
Again, the easiest way is probably giving us a telephone call, and then we can get you to the right department. Our telephone number is area code 570-343-2461.
Thank you, Don, for 2 weeks of fabulous discussion. We enjoyed our time with you.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope I was able to help you and some of the listeners out there.
Yes, great stuff. Pat?
Yes, we have an amazing 3-bedroom, 4-bath riverfront home at 107 Lehigh River Court in Gouldsboro for $549,000. This waterfront home, it's on the Lehigh River. It is an amazing ranch-style home on 1.25 acres of land. This home has an open floor plan. It's got a river rock fireplace, a breakfast nook, large windows in all the rooms so you can see all the amazing views. It has a covered front porch, a remodeled master suite, central air, the fireplace, a 2-car garage, a bonus room in the basement. It's got a porch in the back right on the river. It's beautiful. You should go to jready.com and check out all the pictures. That's a riverfront 3-bedroom, 4-bath ranch-style home at 107 Lehigh River Court in Gouldsboro for $549,000. And that's listed by Connie Seagraves of our office.
Join us next Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to listen to more of the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 The Talker.